First question, what do you call this finger? Your second finger. Second question, since this week we're talking about how to easily have even better relationship with your fingers, how do you think your second finger can help you have even better relationship? Third question, have you ever had a time where somebody speaking with you, they're speaking with you and they're pointing at you, like kind of like pointing like that, like they're pointing at you. And if you ever have that happened with me recently, it's kind of a little bit uncomfortable, isn't it? You kind of like most people perceive that as rude. If someone's speaking at you and then you're going like pointing, particularly pointing at your face, you're like, so your second finger, which is also called the pointer finger in the English language, is to remind you of a couple things. The first is no pointing. No pointing. No pointing at other people. That's very true. And perhaps it's the physical pointing. Don't point at people because that's kind of rude. But also the non-physical pointing, where you kind of like saying, you are this way. You are that way, which is labeling people. You kind of label, oh, you are just lazy. Oh, you just the forgetful one. Oh, you just this and you just that. Even if you don't say it, we know that everything is energy. And what's going on in your mind and in your heart can be measured nowadays scientifically way outside your body. So if you are pointing at somebody in your mind, even if you don't say anything, the person could very possibly feel that. And that definitely will have the same effect as if you are actually pointing to the person physically, and might not be the best for your relationship. And that's one thing. And so to not point outward, but also, that everything starts inside. And so it is even just as important, if not more important, for you to not point to yourself. Many times, many of us are very nice and very kind people, and we don't point outward, and we don't judge, we don't label and things like that to other people. But you might point in and say, stupid you, what were you thinking today? Oh my God, why am I such a loser here? Oh my goodness, why didn't I do things differently? Oh my God, why am I still not being able to be in a relationship that I would love? My goodness, look at me. I'm such a loser. I just bail out on my diet again. How many times have you pointed at yourself? Not necessarily, perhaps without your finger, but how many times have you pointed at yourself and saying things that is not necessarily will create an empowering relationship between you and you? And since everything is an inside out, your relationship with you will be reflected on your relationship outside of you. If you're highly critical of yourself, then people will even feel, even if you never say a thing to other people. So that's the first things that your pointer finger can help you with your relationship. And the other way that your pointer finger can help you with your relationship is to actually remember the fingerprint. And when you take fingerprint, many times you might have thumbprint, but when you take fingerprint, many times if it is finger, a lot of times it is to use your pointer finger, or so-called your index finger, where they index you on your index finger with your fingerprint, right? And so it's to remind you that you and your feelings are like your fingerprint. Just like there are no two people in general that has the exact same combination of fingerprint. And if you actually look at your fingerprints, if you look closely, each finger has a slightly different pattern. And so everyone fingerprint are meant to be unique. Your fingerprints, my fingerprints, everyone's fingerprints meant to be unique. And then it's even unique from finger to finger, which actually can help you remember that everyone meant to be unique. Everybody's different, meant to be different. You do not have to be whatever exactly like the model you're thinking is it's inspiring to you, or what your parents want you, or what's your significant other expect you do not need to be that way. And at the same times everything is reciprocal in a relationship. So we also want to remember that everybody meant to be unique, and therefore if someone disagree with you, if someone disagree with you, then it's simply the person has a unique and different opinion than you. If somebody enjoys something that you don't enjoy, then it's simply that the person is having a unique trait and character and enjoyment that's different than you. Things does not need to be exactly the same. It creates a more flavorful and colorful word by each and every one of us being unique. And so to remember that you are meant to be like your fingerprint, that things meant to be unique. And then also to remember that in addition of you and the other person's meant to be unique, same thing with your feelings, actually. Your feelings also meant to be unique as well as everyone else's feelings. And so you might feel certain way toward an issues, and the other person might feel a completely different way. You might see something as an opportunity, and somebody else, perhaps if you are a positive type of person, so to say, you might see something as an opportunity, and somebody else's might see it as a doom and gloom end of the day things. And it doesn't make somebody correct or incorrect or right or wrong. It just people has different feeling and different perceptions. Can you imagine if you actually work closely with me, everything for me is an opportunity. And there are times people come to me and say, oh my God, I don't even know how you can even do whatever you do. And this is just look like doom and gloom in every possible way. And for me, every adversity has the seed of greater good. And so does that make the other person that doesn't see it that way wrong? No, not at all. It's just different opinion. It doesn't make me wrong either for seeing there is an opportunity in every situation, right? And so everybody just different, and your feelings different from others, as well as other people's feelings are different from you possibly, and can change moment to moment. Have you ever had this experience where you look at something and you feel one way, and then something happened in life and it's the exact same thing, now you have a completely different feeling about it? And so your feelings are meant to change and to be unique moment to moment, and so is everybody else's. And so your pointer finger can help you in your relationship by reminding you in two things. There are two pointer fingers, right? Or if you want to use your toes, you can do that too. Use the second finger, the second toes, your second toes. But to remind you to first, to no pointing out, no pointing in. Even if there is not physical pointing, no pointing with your mind and your heart and your words. And then the other part is to remember, just like the fingerprint, your fingerprints and everyone else's fingerprint meant to be unique. You are meant to be unique, and so is everyone else's, and your feeling, everyone else's feelings meant to be unique as well. And that's moment to moment. And when we are able, and when you are able to embrace that and to practice that, just practice with this finger, one finger at a time. You can revisit this video. You can revisit this video and learn to practice one finger a week. even if you just practice one finger a week for the 5 weeks, right? For the next 5 weeks, you can do one finger a month, and and see how you feel at the end of that week, where you are not pointing at anybody, even if it is just an internal pointing, and you are embracing your uniqueness. Please share in the comment below if you ever practice any of this, if you ever practice any of this, if you ever use your pointer finger to remind you, to help you improve and have an even better relationship. Feel welcome to share your feedback in the comment below, as well as welcome to share this video if you'd love to. And this is Birgit with Joyful Riches Beyond Grief. I love you very, very much. I celebrate your uniqueness and your amazing individuality, each and every one of us. And I see as you embrace this, you create a beautiful, wonderful, joyful, thriving life and success one day at a time, and a beautiful, thriving life as a whole. And I love you very much. I look forward to see you again very